I was born in Birmingham, Alabama.
I know that name. I've heard of that place.
Oh yes.
Very significant.
Oh yes, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
this okay got hit with a brick. Birmingham or something like that.
Yeah, well, I was sheltered, and I think a lot of young people was sheltered, like when they were growing up in the racist, hateful South.
Sheltered.
Yes, when I say sheltered, is that we had our own little neighborhoods, you know. Now, like for 8 years, we lived with my grandparents, and when I was 8 years old, my parents, my mother, and my stepfather, purchased their own home
What did they do for
in
them?
kind of like Tuxedo. My mom was the homemaker, and my stepfather worked for the steel mill, U.S. Steel. Um,
Wow.
and so when I say sheltered, we went to school, we went to church, but like we didn't go shopping. We didn't go to the grocery store because mother and daddy did those things. I, being the oldest of nine, I stayed home to take care of the little ones and to do whatever else chores I was assigned to do or knew that I had to do. So when I was about 13, communication started again with my father and my stepmother. He had married, and they asked me if I wanted to come out for a visit. And so I said yes. So I came out for a visit, and then they asked me if I wanted to come back and live with them. And I said, well, I don't know. I said, I think I would like to, but I'm not sure that my mom's going to say yes. But when I returned, and communications, between my grandmother, my mom, my dad, my stepmother, um, began. Of course, they didn't. So my father and stepmother didn't persuade her. It was my grandmother who persuaded my mom to let me come to California.
What do you think?
So I graduated from Oakland High in 1960. And of course, like 1960 in June, 1960 in September, I entered Oakland City College, which is now Merritt College. I have been a member of Pueblo more or less since its inception, 1989. I became involved with Pueblo through door knocking, with Campaign for Accessible Healthcare. It wasn't Pueblo then. It was a project of C2, Center for Third World Organizing. And I went to the meetings, and basically I was very quiet because I really didn't know like what to expect, what was going on. So I wasn't sure, like, whether I was going to continue coming to the meetings or not, but conversation was interesting. And I told my daughter, I told my daughters, and the oldest one says, well, Mom, you need to find something to do, so you can stay out of our business. And I said, really? So I continue attending the meetings. I'm the only one that's still, so then I guess that's why now they say that I'm a co-founder or co-founding member, in as much as that I'm still here. And I guess it's because of the fact that, yes, I did need something to do.
Okay, now, at what point did this change into what we now know as Pueblo? I mean, how did that?
Well, what happened was during the time that we were working on the immunization, at the same time they was getting the lead poisoning ordinance and that information together, and was still talking about it in the meetings and everything. Um, and when we started talking about what had happened and what we hoped to happen with the lead poisoning, which we also were starting to work on that, was that the organizer, Francis, and other, Sandra, had asked the members if they wanted to continue, to be working on issues that affected them, their children in the community. And most of the members said yes. But they also said, we don't want to be campaigning for accessible health care. It's kind of like, you wanted a name, and they said, like, that's not a name. And so finally, they came out with People United for a Better Oakland. And then the Pueblo thing came in and said, Pueblo? And we were told that Pueblo could also mean the people and the place. So everyone decided that, okay, that sounds right. So we will be People United for a Better Oakland, Pueblo.